Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to all my viewers who are watching this live session. I am Zainab Mazhar, the Education Counselor of UK in HR Consultants. So let me introduce you about HR Consultants. An HR Consultant is serving education consultancy industry in Pakistan since 1983. We have offices located in the main cities across Pakistan that can easily be approachable for everyone. The services provided by HR consultants are academic counseling, selecting the right institution, securing admission, test preparation, and visa guidance. So the main concern for student is to choose the country in which you want to study. So today we have an international guest, Mr. Antilip Kazi, who's representing St. Mary University, and the General Manager of HR, Ms. Nadia Aram. So let me tell you that why students prefer to study in UK. UK is one of the prominent destinations for students going abroad. UK is also basically academically one of the best country to study in. British education has a strong reputation worldwide, and UK has a long history of welcoming international students to study in its universities and colleges. So the best thing to study in UK is that UK now has introduced a post-study work visa option for an international students that help them to work after their study to get their professional experience. Now I'm handing over to Ms. Nadia Iram, the General Manager of HR Consultants. Hi ma'am, how are you?
Good, Zana. Thank you so much. It's so nice to see you people and our colleagues from St. Mary, Andalib. And we are very happy and we are very welcoming for being an HR consultants to all the students who are sitting at home and they are thinking that that either they need to apply for the admissions or not. We are doing this live session just to introduce the people that we have the international staff always available with us. Our team is available with us, being working with the HR consultants. I'm here, it's my 15 years with the HR consultants. So we are here to support the students for the admissions, only for the admissions. Our team is here to assist the students in the right way, what course they need to select, what institutions they need to focus on in terms of their budget, in terms of their requirements, in terms of their course requirements even. And then at the same time our admission teams are also working, and I also want to give a message to the students that HR team is available. We are working from home, we are working for the admissions, and the students are getting the admissions in time. And it's a great time that you people need to apply now. I can share my details. You can look at my details with my name too. My name is Nadia Iram, and my number is 0346 4747 I'm available on my this number, so you can always call us on the. You can always approach me through this number, and you can always send me text via WhatsApp, and I'm always available to support you for the admissions. Andalip, we have the Andalip Kazi, who is international manager, marketing manager from St. Mary's. Andalip, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's nice to
That's
see you,
good.
Nadia and Zainab. Thanks for having me
Yeah.
on.
Yes, and we three ladies, Zainab, me, and you. We are a face of the HR and the face of the St. Mary too.
Thank you for your support.
Yes, Andalip, would you give a little introduction about the St. Mary, because we just want that our all students should know about the institution first.
Yes, absolutely. Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I hope I can give you an insight into St. Mary's for those of you that don't know about it. We're a very unique institution. We're a public university in London with a long history. We're 170 years old, founded in 1850. We're very a values-driven institution. We're situated in a really beautiful part of London. It's a green historic campus next to the River Thames in a borough called Richmond, which is the safest borough in London. We have an excellent location in that we're situated only 30 minutes from the city centre and 30 minutes from Heathrow Airport, which is the largest international airport in the UK. We're known for offering affordable on-campus accommodation. We have catered options for students. It's competitively priced. We offer over 150 courses at undergraduate and postgraduate level in a variety of subjects, which I'll tell you about later. We also offer very competitive course fees, and we're very well known in the UK for sport, ranked third in the UK for sport, and we're very well known for graduate employment rates, and we're ranked #1 in London for both course and teaching satisfaction.
That's good. That's good. Andalip, I was just looking into the St. Mary website. So can you give a little introduction about the courses which St. Mary is going to be offering, and postgraduate specifically the courses which are popular in Pakistan students?
Yeah, sure. Is it okay if I share my screen with you so you can actually see them?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Students, you have a chance to ask the questions from the Andalip, and Andalip Qazi is available with us. Our HR team is available with us. Again, repeating the number, it's 034647477018. It's my number. I'm available for the students who are really want to go for the UK for higher studies, and they really want to get an assistance from HR consultants. Our whole team is available. And you can have a Zainab number too, and Zainab is also assisting us in the admissions, and also she's assisting us while counseling the students too. Andalip is just going to share the screen with us where we could have the course information. Yes, Andalip, please.
Can you see? Is it still loading?
Yeah, it's still loading. Yeah, but yes, you can go on.
Shall I? Okay, great. Okay,
yeah.
Here we go.
That's fine now. Yes. Yes, great.
Yes, it's visible.
Great. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the different departments. We've got 6 departments, and the ones that are highlighted are particularly the popular courses for Pakistani students. So I've listed all of the courses, but the ones that are highlighted are the ones that are particularly popular in the Pakistan market. So I'll try to go as quickly as possible. So at undergraduate level in business, it's our business department, the most popular program is business management, which is a 3-year BA, and it has various pathways, either in finance or in marketing or in entrepreneurship. What's key about our business programs is that they offer dual accreditation with the Chartered Institute for Marketing. So students can also, if they're successful, gain their level 5 diploma in management and leadership. And in the 2nd and 3rd year of the undergraduate programs, there are integrated work placements, and students can also opt to do a consultancy project for a London business in the 3rd year. So they're very, very much geared towards employability. And then at postgraduate level, the most popular program for the Pakistan market in particular is our International Business Management MSc. That has 2 start dates, September and January. And And then at postgraduate, just like the undergraduate degree, it also offers dual accreditation with the Chartered Institute of Management. So you can get your level 7 diploma in strategic management and leadership. We also have a very popular sports management program, and it offers a great industry placement opportunity, as does all of our postgraduate business programs. Students get to visit internationally renowned venues, and we have great links with high-profile sports clubs and organisations for the sports management MSc, and that's owing to our excellence in sports, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Andalip, you have mentioned the program that is in postgraduate international business. Can you give a little introduction about this program? Either these programs are also accredited by the CIM?
Yes, they are. They all the undergraduate business programs have the dual accreditation with SIM, and the postgraduate do as well, apart from charity management.
Okay, that's great. Students, you need to understand this point that with the St. Mary, it's a great opportunity that if you are going for their postgraduate program, so you people be able to get the dual accreditation with the CIM too. So that would be really help you if you are coming back in your professional lives. So professionals give the weightage to these accreditations too. Yes, please, Sandeep.
Okay, great. I'll just go on now to our law department. So at undergraduate level, we offer two popular courses, LLB courses, one general LLB and one that specializes in criminology. And we also have a business law BA, but that's not a qualifying degree. However, after the first year of the business law program, students can then choose to transfer onto the LLB program. And what's unique about the law programs at undergraduate level is that they're very they're very focused on practical vocational modules. Students get to work with the local community. They get lots of opportunities to participate in mooting, mock trials, workshops around commercial awareness. And then we have specific expertise within the university in modern slavery and human trafficking, terrorism, counter radicalization, green and sports criminology, medical fraud in prisons, which obviously ties in with the law and criminology program. And then at postgraduate level, the most popular program, particularly for the Pakistan market, is our International Business Law LLM. And that really focuses on international trade and business law. And there's lots of employability events and opportunities within that around mock trials, mooting, seminars, as with the undergraduate program. And they also do have integrated fieldwork visits as well, some overseas to Europe, for example, like the World Trade Organization.
Yeah, and the law is very famous in Pakistan, you know. From last 3 or 4 years, we have seen a lot of increase in the numbers of application. The people who are very much keen to go and study law. What do you think, Zainab? Zainab, did you find out the increase in the number of application for the law too? Because this is what I have experienced and my other colleagues do experience this thing. Anyways, Anjali, we can go forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so another large department for the university is media communications and arts. It's a bit niche, I would say, for the Pakistan market. The most popular ones are the ones that I've highlighted. The acting program, again, very niche for Pakistan, but it is worth mentioning because we actually have had some applicants from Pakistan for our acting BA, and it's really well regarded within the UK, specifically because it really does equip students for a career in acting. It has 30 contact hours per week. Students get opportunities to showcase in London venues, and the employability prospects for acting graduates are really high, which is quite unique for an acting course. It's definitely worth a mention. We also have a number of communications related programs at undergraduate level, and they have specialist pathways either in marketing, data analytics, design, media, and they're really designed as a result of what the industry needs at the moment, and it's delivered. They're also delivered by leading industry professionals, and they have excellent placement opportunities integrated in them.
That's good. That's good.
And then at postgraduate level, the two programs that I really wanted to highlight were our International Journalism MA and our Sports Journalism MA. So our Sports Journalism MA is accredited by the National Council of Training for Journalists. I would recommend any student that is interested in studying journalism to look for that NCTJ accreditation. That's the professional body of journalists in the UK. We introduced one of the world's first international sports journalism MA, which looks at journalism and communication, sports journalism and communications with an international perspective. Both programs are taught by award-winning journalists and broadcasters, as well as academics, and they have really good industry placements integrated in the program. And a lot of our graduates have gone on to work for big names such as the BBC, Sky Sports, ESPN, IMG. So it's definitely a popular program for our international students, and also particularly in Pakistan.
So, Andalip, how can you differentiate between international journalism and sports journalism? Because this is a new course, I think. So I have seen from many institutions, because we haven't heard about the sports journalism.
Great question. I would say probably the biggest comparator is the entry requirements. So our sports journalism MA in particular has a higher entry criteria. So I'll go into criteria in a bit, but generally we ask for a UK equivalent of a 2-2 for most of our degrees. However, our sports journalism degree does ask for a 2-1, and it does have a slightly higher IELTS requirement at 7. So the entry criteria is higher for the sports journalism. The international journalism is a little bit more flexible. So that's the real differentiating factor alongside the international perspective that's given in international journalism. So sports journalism, the sports journalism MA, where it will have certain modules with a more international perspective, it is more geared towards the UK, I would say, whereas international journalism is a lot broader. So it really depends, I suppose, in terms of which area the student wants to specialise in, and also their entry criteria. That's a big differentiating factor.
So, Andreep, is that sports journalism is just based on the sport something, or how can you say that it's a sports journalism? Because it's a new term, I guess.
It's communications and broadcasting specifically within the sports industry.
Oh, great. That's great. That's
yeah.
Good.
And as I said, we're ranked 3rd in England for sports. We're known nationally and internationally for our Olympic standard, world-class sports facilities. So you're in safe hands in terms of any sports-related programs at St Mary's, because we also have really good industry links. We have programs in collaboration with Chelsea Football Club, for example. You know, all the big rugby, cricket, all the big sports players have links within the university, and that really helps with the industry placement opportunities as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Okay, so then I'll go into our education and teaching department, where our roots are actually in education. And St Mary's is ranked outstanding by Ofsted in all our areas of teacher training. So again, it's definitely a university to think about if you're looking at an education related program. But the 3 programs I want to highlight, particularly for the Pakistan market, are our primary education with QTS undergraduate BA. The QTS is the qualifying teaching status addition to the program. So 100% of our students on this particular program are actually in employment or further study on completion of the program. And our education programs are ranked #1 in London, according to the Guardian this year. And then at postgraduate level, 2 programs that were are particularly popular for the Pakistan market are education, culture and society. And this is really for working professionals within education, and it has quite a broad scope in terms of the modules that it covers. It looks at children's rights, areas such as disability, children with special needs, and also from an international perspective. And then the Education, International Development and Justice MA, it's an interdisciplinary module, and it basically looks at education within a socioeconomic, cultural and political context. So it's quite interesting in that it will prepare students for careers in international development, working with governments, charities, NGOs. So that's also quite an interesting program at postgraduate level within the education.
So, do you think that international development, the education and international development, anybody who is having a different background, like from engineering background or sciences background, they can always come for this program, or do you have some special entry requirement for this program?
No, not for the education, international and social justice. For the education culture and then the education leading innovation and change, if you can see that there, that is really geared towards professionals, education professionals already working in the field. Whereas this interdisciplinary program is much broader in terms of its scope and also in terms of the students that it attracts and their backgrounds.
Good. Zainab, what do you think that do you people are receiving a lot of inquiries for education? Because in my area, I believe the Education and International Development is very famous program.
Yes, ma'am, it's a very famous program, and many of the students want to get admission into it.
Yeah, and to be very honest, I guess we need to promote this program too, because this is a very good program. I have seen their content, so I believe the Education International Development is a very prospective program for the students who are looking for the education side career.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, it will attract students from a lot of different backgrounds, whether it's, you know, social sciences or specifically education or even a business background as well.
Recently, because I believe I just put this question because recently I just received one application yesterday, I guess, and that student was having an engineering background, and he was very interested in education. So I was just asking the student that, being an engineer, now you are coming into education sector, so it's totally a different, initiative. So then they said that no, the education sector is a very vast sector, and now he want to set his career into education sector, basically. So that could be a good change that we can suggest this type of students to go for this program for education, international development, and social justice. Yes, but how can you relate the education with social justice?
Pardon?
See, the program says that education, international development, and social justice. So how can you relate education with this social justice?
It's looking at the role of education within different contexts. So whether you're looking at migrant communities, for example, or issues around socioeconomic, political context, and the role of education within that. So it kind of it pulls on all of the different areas, but obviously the stream is the role of education and how education can improve areas such as within migrant communities, for example.
That's great.
Okay.
That's great.
Andeep, I have received
yes, Anna, please. Yes, please.
Andeep, I have received an inquiry from a student. He's asking about the entry requirement. He has an HSSC. So can you just guide me the entry requirements that HSSC students are eligible for direct entry into bachelor's?
No, I mean, I will go into entry criteria in a moment, but we don't accept direct entry for HSC students. They will need to do a foundation. So at St Mary's, we have our own integrated foundation. So if students have over 55% at HSC level, then they will be considered for St Mary's integrated foundation programs. Most of our undergraduate degrees will have a foundation option attached to it. You'll see on the website if there is a foundation option. For students that have under 55%, so let's say 50% at HSC level, then they will be cascaded to our pathway provider, which is called SMULIC, and they offer also foundations in all of our programs, foundations and first year. But the university doesn't accept direct entry students with just HSC. They will need to have either a 1 or 2 year undergraduate degree in order to be considered for direct entry.
That's great. Yes, students, I would like to say that we have the person with us, and you can always contact us via our numbers. My number for Nadia Iram is 0346 4747 I'm available on this number. Zainab would be highlighting her number. Zainab, please, your number.
My number is 0321 4747 If any of the viewers have any inquiry regarding that, you can contact me or you can even WhatsApp me.
Yes, please. Yes, and Leap, can we go on? Okay, so these was the major courses, I guess, which are the more famous programs for the Pakistani students. And
I've got a few more. If it's okay, I'll just walk you through. At Humanities, we have quite an interesting program in bioethics and medical law. Again, another interdisciplinary program which looks at the ethical, legal, social, and spiritual aspects of the advances of medicine and related technologies. Again, it equips students to work in quite a wide variety of areas, from civic leadership, politics, healthcare, biotech, genetics. It's great for students that want a profession that is looking for graduates with high levels of human understanding, critical skills, critical thinking, and also students that want to go into more kind of research related areas in those subjects. And then social, political and behavioural studies, the three that I've highlighted here at postgraduate level are particularly popular for the Pakistan market. So we have a really well regarded diplomacy and IRMA, and this is popular because it's not only designed, but it's also delivered by senior diplomatic figures, and it's very hands-on in terms of the access that students get to like networking opportunity. They get to do briefing papers, write policy documents, speeches, for example. And then we have another interesting interdisciplinary program looking at human trafficking, migration and organized crime. And this feeds into the Centre for Modern Slavery, which is a research centre at the university that was established 5 years ago, which really explores issues around human trafficking, forced labour, organised crime. And then we have a unique program looking at the psychology of mental health. This is an MSc, and that's really looking at how you can care for people with a mental illness. And this has an applied work placement opportunity as well. Looks at qualitative and quantitative research, and it's great for students that are also looking at getting into clinical psychology.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
And
great.
the
That's great.
question,
I was just thinking that most of your programs, you do have the work placement opportunities. So this would be a very great thing for the students who are really want to come into the market. So they could have an hands-on experience, into the related subjects, and that could really support them while they are coming to the market. What do you think, Zainab?
yeah, obviously it's a very good thing. Thing is that one of our students has raised a question regarding the placement option that St. Mary's is offering MSc International Business Management with placement. They're asking about that. Mostly universities, charge placement fee. So does St. Mary University charging any sort of fee regarding placement?
No, we don't have
Yes.
a placement fee.
Okay, yes, that's a good thing. That's a good thing,
Question. Very good question, but we don't have a placement fee.
Okay, that's great. Students, you just need to note this thing that St. Mary's don't charging anything for their work placement, and their work placement is a part of their studies, and that would be a great opportunities that their courses are got the accreditations by the professional bodies. Plus, they have the work opportunities, work placement opportunities where they have linked with the industry, and you people can have a real time exposure from the market, and you can add up these things into your CV later on. Again, I'll repeat my number. My number is given on the screen too. That if you people are always welcome to contact with the HR consultants and contacting with Miss Nadia with me. My number is 034647477018, and you can always send us on WhatsApp. You can always come up on WhatsApp, and you can always send your documentation on WhatsApp, and we are able to proceed for your application. Yes, and these all for the courses in terms of courses?
Then just the last department, this is our largest department, but I'll just be quite brief. At Sports, Health and Science, we have a number of courses at undergraduate and postgraduate level. They're all listed here, but these are probably the highlights, particularly for the Pakistan market. So nutrition, sports and exercise science, conditioning science, which have all the relevant accreditation. So the Association for Nutrition accredits our nutrition BSc, and then the British Association for Sport and Exercise Scientists is also endorses our undergraduate programs in those areas. And then at postgraduate level, we have subjects looking at how to develop human performance, so biomechanics, exercise physiology, and then we have a human nutrition program, which is again accredited, and students on successful completion of this nutrition program get direct entry to the UK Voluntary Register for Nutritionists as an associate nutritionist. So again, great employment opportunities for that particular program. And we have an MSc on nutrition and genetics, and we were the first in the UK and Europe to deliver such a program, which looks at the biology principles on interactions between human DNA and nutrition. But there's a long list of programs. I would highly recommend, if people are interested in looking at sports or health science, to have a look at our website for our wide range of courses.
We have a lot of inquiries regarding physiotherapy from our DBT students. Can you just highlight your Master of Physiotherapy program?
Yes. It's probably the most popular program for the university. So we have a 2-year pre-registration physiotherapy program. I would like to stress that it is a highly competitive program. It's competitive in that it does have also a higher entry criteria. So we do ask for a 2-1 equivalent. And students do need to have work experience, relevant work experience. So even if they have the academic grades, if they don't have any relevant work experience, then it's very unlikely that their application will be considered. And we only have a small number of places available for international students. So I don't want to put students off completely, but I do want to stress that it is a very, very popular program. We have 30 places each year, about 5 of which are allocated to international students. So please do have a look. It includes, 1,000 contact hours. It's a great program, but please do note that the entry criteria is higher and work experience is mandatory for this program.
Okay. So Anjali, can we share the screen for the previous programs, because the another program in the previous slide, I guess we have a question.
Which one?
I guess that was for this. Yeah, yes. So for psychology of mental health, that program is also a conversion program?
It is, yes. So students don't need to have a psychology background for this program.
Okay, that's great. Because we are just getting a question for this program. So that's why I just asked you.
Oh, okay, excellent.
So, okay, Andeep, I have a question that can you highlight it, what University of St. Mary has planned for Cambridge IGCSE students, as you know that Cambridge has postponed, the IGCSE papers. So what arrangement does St. Mary have made?
You mean for A-level students?
Yeah, A-level students. So, as Cambridge has postponed their exams.
Yes.
So what, St. Mary University has facilitated them?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The answer isn't definitive because they're still looking at options, but it's very likely that a student's predicted grades will be considered in place of their final A-level grades. It might vary because some schools, for example, are giving additional information like coursework or final exam grades as part of the predicted grades. So it's the final decision has not been made, but it's very likely that St. Mary's will consider a student's predicted grades in place of their final A-level or IB grades.
That's great. So, Anjali, what do you think that from the students who are just waiting for their A-level results, but they haven't placed the application on UCAS, can we take their direct applications via HR consultant route?
Yeah, absolutely. I would really recommend that students still apply. We are still accepting applications for September. We are still working towards opening by the end of September. Obviously, we don't know how things will unfold over the next few months and we will react accordingly. But for now, yes, we are open and hoping that we do receive more applications from students. And I would definitely urge students to still apply, even with their predicted grades. If students haven't done A-levels, if they've done local exams, for example, we can still consider applications. We can consider it based on your transcripts. If your university, for example, is not issuing final certificates, but you have proof that they will give online your grades online. So as long as we have confirmation from what your university is doing, whether they if they've cancelled or postponed exams, then we can still review applications accordingly. So I would urge you to still be open about making applications, and the university is trying to be as flexible as possible because we understand it's a very unusual and unprecedented situation that we're all in, but offers still can be made based on your predicted grades and your transcripts, even if you don't have your final year certificate.
Okay, that's good. Anjali, can you stop sharing your screen because so that people can look into you?
Yeah, of
course. Answer the questions, yes, please. Yeah, that's good. Okay, Anjali, another thing is that the people, students, you have listened about the Anjali that she's saying that if you have not applied on the UCAS up till now, So you don't need to worry. You can place the application directly for the St. Mary through HR consultants, and HR consultants team is available to assist you for their undergraduate applications and for the postgraduate too. Specifically, I'm just highlighting this point because normally students have a concern in their mind that now the UCAS deadlines has been passed out and we have already opted 5 choices. So you can always take St. Mary as an additional choice, and they people are happy to accept your application directly without UCAS, because if you have already opted 5 choices, you can again take the St. Mary as a your desired choice. And at the same time, you can contact HR consultants, you can contact our team, and our admission team is here to support you to apply directly for the St. Mary. The only thing is that you just need to send your documentation to us via WhatsApp, and you can send the documents via email too, and you can even contact via phone, and we can discuss your options and we can place your application to St. Mary for the undergraduate program now.
Okay.
Yes, and coming to the next question. Yes, Anna, please, if you have any question, yeah, please.
Sure. Anleep asked, that COVID-19 pandemic is faced all around the globe. So in this situation, what leniency is given by the university regarding entry requirements?
Sorry, what was the question? Is there more flexibility around entry requirements?
As you know that it's a pandemic situation around the globe. So is there any leniency offering by St. Mary University?
I mean, the university is working towards being as flexible as possible, because we do understand it's an unprecedented situation. So we're really looking at every application on a case-by-case basis.
Okay. I guess in terms of entry requirement, if we have any application, we are welcoming the students to place their application, and I guess the institutions are here to support the students for the admission, and same support I guess we could have from St. Mary too. The first thing is that we need to send the application, because normally the decisions are coming from the academics. So we are very hopeful that the St. Mary is here with us. Yes. And we are here for the students to support them for the admissions too. So students, you just need to place your applications. You don't need to worry. And HR team is here to support you, to get an admission from the institution. And even if you apply for a course which might be you are not able to get into, so university can also suggest you the alternate course might be available for you, and you can look into that program too, and you can even then apply for that program. Yes, Anjali? Is this the same?
That's absolutely right, Nadia. And also, just to give some context in terms of our admission criteria, most of our courses at postgraduate level ask for a UK 2-2 equivalent. So depending on which institution a student has studied at in Pakistan, that could be an equivalent of a GPA of 2.4, for example, or 2.6, 60 or 65%. So there is some flexibility there. There's only a few courses that I mentioned, such as sports journalism, physiotherapy, that ask for a 2.1 equivalent, so slightly higher, a 2.6 GPA or 2.8, depending on the institution a student comes from. But we really do look at both the institution, we look at the GPA, but also the percentage equivalent, because we're very much aware, whereas the GPA might seem low, the percentage in certain universities is a lot higher. And we're also aware that there are certain institutions in Pakistan that are renowned for being very strict in terms of marking. So we have flexibility also in terms of our entry criteria for those specific institutions. So like the University of Punjab, for example, we know generally mark on the lower end. So our admissions team is very sensitive to that. So please, it's always worth obviously speaking with HR, obviously with me directly, if you have any concerns about entry criteria, but the university does adopt a very flexible approach.
Anleep, I have a question that what are the basic requirements we should be careful of when requesting for CAS?
What's the what, sorry?
What are the basic requirements we should be careful of when requesting for CAS? Does St. Mary University require any sort of bank statement while issuing CAS, or any sort of credibility interview?
Well, obviously, if a student comes through HR, then we know that they've already gone through a process regarding credibility. So it's very unlikely that an additional interview will be required. You know, you are our trusted agent in Pakistan, so we trust that the students that do come through you won't need then an additional credibility interview. Obviously, IELTS is a big factor, so English language requirement. The university now we're aware that IELTS test centres are closed in Pakistan, for example, so we are being a little bit more flexible in terms of alternative English language provisions. So IELTS indicator, for example, the university is accepting, and we're also running our own in-country English language test, the Holmes Language Assessment Test, which all St Mary's applicants can apply to take. It's much cheaper than IELTS indicator. It just takes over an hour, but it works like IELTS. And on successful completion of that, then automatically a student will meet our English language requirement.
Okay, what are the arrangements by the St. Mary University if a student is short to achieve 0.5 bands of IELTS? Like St. Mary's offering pre-sessional programs?
Yeah, we offer pre-sessional for either 5 or 5. It depends on if it's an undergraduate degree, then our IELTS requirement is 6. And if it's a postgraduate degree, for pretty much most of our programs, we ask for 6.5. So we offer a 6-week and a 10-week pre-sessional English language program. So students can still opt to take the pre-sessional English. At the moment, we are exploring the option of perhaps delivering the first part of the pre-sessional program online, because we don't know obviously how the situation is going to unfold. So we are still delivering our 6 and 10-week pre-sessional English language programs. It's still being decided whether the first part of that will be delivered online. But what's important to note is the CAS will be issued once the student can actually arrive in the country, not from the time that the pre-sessional English course starts.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And Dilip, thank you so much. You have given us a very detailed information. But the most important thing, the message we could have is that if the students are applying through HR consultants, so we are the official representative for this St. Mary University here in Pakistan. So they have a very strong relationship with us. So you people can apply. You can apply for the admission, and even with the CAS documentation, HR team would be assisting you for the interview preparations, and even with the financial checks. I guess we have a very strong relationship with the St. Mary. So if the HR staff is looking after the financial documentation and we are checking, and our staff is okay that the statements are fine, so I believe the St. Mary would be accepting that thing. Yes, Anjali?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Zainab, could we have any question from any other student? Okay, Anjali, can we go with the you have to tell us about the courses and the entry requirement, but we need to know about the scholarships. You know, the Pakistani students are more inclined towards scholarships. Yeah.
Just with me, I just want to share this slide with you. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, our tuition fees are quite competitive for London. So undergraduate programs are all priced at the same fee, which is £12,250. Postgraduate programs are £13,650. That's the same across all subject areas. Now, the most important part, the international scholarships. As I said, we are still accepting applications for this September entry, and we are still awarding scholarships also for students applying for this September entry. At undergraduate level, we offer a scholarship of £3,000. This is merit-based and no additional application is required. So every applicant will be considered. We do look at obviously academically strong students that really show a keen interest in St. Mary's and the specific course that they're applying for. And then at postgraduate level, we have a 1,500, which can rise up to £3,000 scholarship for the first year. So that would bring your tuition fees down to 10,650 or around 12,000, depending on the scholarship. So they start at a minimum of £1,500, but at the moment we do have some scholarships available of up to £3,000 for academically strong students. Again, you don't need to make an additional application, but we do obviously look at the overall profile of the student. The cost
that's
of
great.
sorry.
Do you think that's okay? So, do you think that there is a deadline with the scholarships?
At the moment, we have extended the deadline. We did have an end of May deadline for the scholarships, but because of the current situation, that is now being extended. So I would really urge students, though, that if there is a course and if you find the university right for you, then please do make an application over the next few weeks so that you will still be considered for a scholarship. I do appreciate these are uncertain times, but it is definitely still worth making that application to at least still be considered for a scholarship. It does reduce the first year fees quite considerably, and they are still being allocated over the next month or two, possibly more. We will potentially look at extending it. It just depends on how the situation unfolds.
Okay, that's it. And Naleep, do you think that do we have a number of scholarships for these for the undergrad or postgrad, or it could be unlimited?
It's
Is
unlimited.
a 5, 6?
It's unlimited.
Okay, that's great. That's great, people. This is a great opportunity for us that you can come into the London institution, and you are getting the less fees, and you have a great amount of scholarships available in undergrad and postgraduate both. So you can always welcome to apply via HR consultants, and HR consultants team would be happy to assist you to finding out these type of scholarships. And specifically when they say that the postgraduate is 1,500 to 3,000, so we can always put our recommendation. What do you think, Anjali? If we
Absolutely.
put recommendation,
we work closely with you to also get your recommendations. So it's another benefit of working with HR.
Okay, good. That's really an amazing thing that if we could, we could promote. We could say any students for additional scholarships. So yes, St. Mary's, just here to support us, and we people are always here to support the students to get these type of scholarships, because this is what HR is here, and supporting the people, supporting our students specifically to get a lot of numbers of scholarships from the UK institutions. Okay, Anjali, that's a great thing in terms of scholarships. Could you give us a little bit introduction about the accommodation that does your institution has, the on-campus accommodation for the PG program, for the PG students, or for the UG one?
Yes, so we're a campus-based university, and we offer very affordable on-campus options, which are guaranteed for undergraduate students in the first year and foundation students. We have accommodation to suit different price brackets. So depending on your budget, we have, for example, a twin room, a shared room with a catered option on campus, which starts as little as £5,200 for the year. That can increase up to £7,000 to £8,000 for a private ensuite room on campus. Then for off-campus accommodation, Richmond, the borough that we're situated in, interestingly has a lot of affordable student accommodation. So a student, for example, can opt for a homestay, which can cost between £300 to £400 per month, or shared private accommodation, which can range between £400 to £500 per month. So it's quite affordable. And as I said, there are various options for on-campus accommodation to suit different budgets. And what's unique about St. Mary's is that there's also a catered option available, which is quite unique for particularly a London institution. So that includes your breakfast and your dinner. Obviously, like a big part of going to university is learning how to cook. But for students that, would like their meals prepared for them, there are catered options available. It also works out quite economical to live on campus because all of your bills are included in that as well. So in terms of cost of living, students can really be frugal or extravagant. And I think, if you look on our website, we've got a great chart which looks at, kind of maintenance and living costs. And a student can spend potentially as little as £650 per month all in with their living costs and accommodation, or up to £1,600, depending on what option they go for. So I think the benefit of St Mary's is that there are different options in terms of accommodation to suit different budgets.
Okay, I believe one of the student has raised a question regarding the location of the St. Mary University and how far it is from international airport.
It's 30 minutes from Heathrow Airport, which is the largest international airport in the UK. So it's situated in southwest London in Twickenham, and it's the location is a key selling point for the institution because it's got great access to central London, but it's also got great access to Heathrow Airport and then Greater London.
Okay, Andi, what are your suggestions regarding September 2020 intake due to the current pandemic situation? So will it be occur or not, because students are very much concerned about their September classes? Most of the universities have started as an online classes, started giving online classes. So what do you say on it?
I mean, the university has successfully transitioned to online for our current students. So we have those provisions in place should we need to start our courses or our programs in September online. However, for this current intake, we are very, very much geared towards still opening at the end of September. We're still processing applications as usual, and we hope that there won't be a delay in terms of our start date, but we will of course take the necessary measures if changes occur. We know that visa application centres outside of the UK are still closed, but we are we're still able to issue students with CAS so that they can apply for their visa as soon as centres reopen. I mean, it's important to tell students that the safety of all of our students is our foremost concern. The university is following guidance from Public Health England on a daily basis to look at social distancing and all the other safety measures that we need to ensure are in place if we are to open at the end of September. It's hard to know at the moment which way we're going to go. We don't have specific details, but possible solutions could be, for example, that we might need to have smaller class sizes. We might need to introduce a blend of online and in-person delivery. What's good about the institution is that a lot of our courses do offer blended learning options. So we do have those provisions in place should we need to go down that route. But I think at the moment we can't give a confirmed response because we don't know how the next few months are going to unfold. But just to assure students that yes, we are still processing applications, we are still hoping to open by September, but we will take whatever necessary provisions we need to should things change by September.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Sure, miss, you may continue.
Okay. Zainab, I was just thinking that we need to give this message to the student that the best thing I could find out in this today's session is that students can still apply for the undergraduate studies, and this is the best time to apply now. And the best thing is that they can apply without UCAS, and they can always opt the HR platform to place the application for the undergraduate program. And I really want that we can raise a number of applications for the undergraduate program, because I could find that their program related to psychology, and they have a very good program related to education specifically for undergraduate. Yes, and they have a very good profile in terms of these two academics. So I believe we need to raise the applications for these, and I encourage this who just want to apply for these programs. You are more than welcome to come. And for the assistance through HR consultants. So we people are always available online. We are always available on online Skype sessions, and even our teams are available on the WhatsApps too. So you people are welcome to place your application for the undergrad and for the postgrad. There's a lot of scholarship opportunities which Andreep has told us, and we need to cater their scholarships too. And this is a good time that we can place applications and get an offer letter. And Dilip, would you tell us that you people are offering January session too, or either it's only September?
Well, at the moment, the university has two master's programs that already have a January start date, and that's international business management and chronic disease management. However, there is a chance that we will have to open more courses for January. I can't give a definitive list yet, but there is a chance that there might be more courses offered in January as well.
Okay, great. So you people can also approach to Zainab for the admissions, and Zainab number is here. My number is here. I repeat, my number is 0346 4747 and Zainab, your number is
0321 4747 315.
yes.
Okay.
Great, thank you. Yes, please, Zainab,
Okay.
if you have questions,
Okay. One of the student has raised a question regarding credit transfer. He has done 2 semesters from Pakistan University. Now he wants and he's looking for credit transfer in St. Mary University in BA program. And
yes, I believe. Could we get the credit transfer? Could we raise that applications?
I would have to say that the university looks at credit transfers on a case-by-case basis. We don't have a large number of transfer students, if I'm honest with you. So we would definitely have a look, but I can't say that it's something that the university does a lot in terms of credit transfers.
I guess we can place the application, and in terms of credit transfer, I always recommend the students that whenever you are sharing your documentation with us, please do share the course modules or course contents you have studied so far, so that it would be more easier that we can share that content with the institution too, and they will be more convenient for them that to assess the application, that they could see that what programs you have studied so far and what next they can offer you. So I guess we can place the application to St. Mary and for other institutions too, and they people can consider that application depending on the course modules, because it all depends on the
like.
Yes.
Okay. Andeep, does St. Mary University offers any conversion programs?
Yes,
no. Conversion, what do you mean conversion?
I think that if a student has done BBA, he has a business background and now he wants to study psychology and masters. So do you offer any such programs?
Yes, I would really recommend actually for a lot of our programs, if you look at the entry criteria, they are quite broad in terms of accepting students from different backgrounds. So yeah, on all of our web pages, if you scroll to the bottom under entry criteria, it will say specifically if a student does need to have a particular background, but there is generally quite a lot of flexibility for some of our like science-based social science-based programs in terms of the student's background. So absolutely, just double check courses. I have to, if you're looking at a specific course, I'd have to double check, but we always state in our entry criteria on the web page if a student needs to come from a specific background or not.
That's good. Zainab, any other question we are getting from the students?
No, I don't have right now.
Okay, I have one question. I got one question from a student. And Dilip, do you think that if a student is coming for the St. Mary accommodation, so they could have a preferred of only girls accommodation or only males accommodation? Do we have something?
We do.
Okay.
We do have provisions for same gender floors. So if a student just wants to be obviously with girls or just with boys, then we have accommodation available where the whole floor it's the same sex basically. So that provisions are made for students that do request that, absolutely.
That's good. And Dilip, how many times that do you think that the St. Mary is taking for generating the offer letter or to issue the offer letter or to assess the applications?
Well, obviously, if it comes through HR, we do it much quicker. But the goal is a couple of days, a couple of 72 hours.
Yes, you can say that it's a 2-week process. 2 weeks time that St. Mary could ask for us.
Sorry.
I say that we can ask the student that they can have the CM within 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean definitely within 2 weeks, but obviously if if expediency is something that we need, then obviously we work with you to try and get a quicker turnaround. If a student submits all of their documents and it's very clear documents are important. Unfortunately, we do tend to get a lot of applications where students have just taken quite poor quality photos of their certificates, and then we write back asking for, you know, clearer documents, and that often then slows down the whole process. So if a student wants to get a response quickly, I would really urge them to submit all of the required documents if they are available, obviously, but make sure that they're clear as well. If they're taking photos, make sure that they're very clear, or they scan them in, so that we don't have an issue in terms of kind of reading them and then going back to them and asking. You know, personal statements, please also submit your SOPs when you make your application. That is a requirement as well. So if students can get in all of the documents clearly, then they can get a quicker turnaround for sure. But yeah, 2 weeks is obviously the maximum window.
Okay, great. That's good. That's good. Zainab, any question from your side? I believe Andalib has covered all the things from our side.
Yeah, and Leave has covered all the things, and she has, you know, described university programs, accommodation, scholarships, etc. And everything she has described, and also answers the inquiries from our students. So
Yes,
it
and
was
the
literally a
most
very
important
wonderful
message.
session.
Yeah, I guess. And the most important thing is for this session is that I recommend all the students that you should place your applications for all the UK institutions, specifically for the St. Mary's. And we people are here to support you. I think that due to the COVID-19, the students might be thinking that we should place application when it will be over, so it would be late, I believe. You need to place your application now. HR consultants are official representative of these institutions, and we people are not charging you anything for application process. So you feel free to coordinate with our counselors, you know, and you can always come to me with my number. It's 034647477018, and I'm here to support you for the admissions. And if you have any inquiry specifically for the St. Mary, you can always put that inquiry to Andalib too, and our team will be here to assist you for admissions. We
Yeah.
recommend you to place your application now, so that you people be able to get admissions on time. And once the COVID-19 will be over, so we can quickly go for the visa applications.
Yeah.
Andalib, do you have any message?
Yeah, I just wanted to share this with students, this website here. I hope you can all see it. We're running a number of postgraduate webinars this month for pretty much most of our master's programs, not all, but more are being updated on a daily basis. So I would really urge students, if you are interested, or if you've seen any courses that I've mentioned that you'd like to find out more about, have a look at this web page. It's Open Events Webinars on the St. Mary's web page, and it gives a list of all of the webinars that we're hosting this month for all of our postgraduate programs. And that's a great way to hear directly from an academic more details about the specific programs. And it's a great way to obviously ask specific questions about the programs in more detail, but it's definitely something I would recommend students taking a look at, particularly if there's been a program that we mentioned today that they're interested in finding more information about.
Okay, thank you so much, Andeep, and thank you so much, Ms. Nadia, for joining us, and thank you, Andeep, for, you know, discussing about the university programs, accommodation, and you have also guided us about the scholarships. And to all our viewers who have watched the live session, if you have any questions regarding, you know, application process and regarding other universities, you can contact me on 0321 4747 Thank you, everyone, and Allah Hafiz.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Take
Nice
care.
to
Stay
meet you.
safe.
Bye.
Bye.